Okay, back again. Today we are going to work on this section. If you've been with me for any length of time, you see me working on this. It just takes a really, really long time to get all of these rocks in here. So I've got these kind of upper areas, and then I should be, oh, and a little bit there by the bench. And then I should be pretty good, guys. But let's see if we can get this done today. Oh. Got the coffee. We will power through. All right, this area is finished. Hooray. So we have half the garden finished and all of this to go. Probably doesn't look like much was done because we did a lot of the holes that you cannot see. All of this is now finished and that whole thing needed to be done. And all of this way is finished. So we really only have that little amount and that little amount, but we're out of rocks. Okay, one of the problems with me getting stuff done is I get distracted. Look at this. I think I actually have no idea what this is called. There it is. But it's all over my rocks. So just in this one area, but it's crazy. It comes up really easily. So in the way of weeds, I have a feeling there will be strong disagreement on this, but it is my favorite weed because it's so easy to pull up. But check this out. It's all sneaky like. If you move the rocks, look at that thing. It's right there under all of them. Look at all of that. It's crazy. Ooh, worm. Gotta keep that guy in there. Brad today is sowing, little sowing project here. We got one of these caterpillar tunnels and the wind eventually takes the zipper away from the side, which of course means you can't zip it up and you can't benefit from the heat. They do not cover that.
Was it from the wind? Yes, that's an act of God. We don't cover that. Like, if I ran over it with the tractor, would you cover that? Because I can do that. Don't look at my beginning stitches. Nope. Sorry, camera.
A lot of times you don't get to see Brad on here as often. He's literally always working. So I thought I would give you a peek at what he's up to today besides fixing the greenhouse. And his mom's birthday is Monday. So he has been working on a behind the table couch. No.
Sofa table. Behind
the couch table. Sofa table. So he's putting the finish on now and we will take it up tomorrow. I really love when he does this. It's like little places where the wood indents for whatever reason and he puts black epoxy in there and then sands it down and it looks really cool.
Trying this finish. It's supposed to be more of a natural finish and not like a plastic coating like a lot of the lacquers and stuff like that are. And it's a mixture, it is lacquer, but a mixture of lacquer thinner, and then a natural tung oil or something like that. That part doesn't matter, but equal parts, so a third of each. And it's looking really good, but the only downside to it is you have to put on several thin coats, so it's more of a lengthy process. Instead of just spraying it with a couple coats and then being done, you kind of have to work it in, let it soak it in a little bit, and come back. It's a very forgiving finish, so if I get a hair or something in there, I can just sand it down, put another coat on, and you won't ever tell the difference.
So in this bed, I only see one of the peonies with little shoots coming up here. And this mulch is just from our own trees that have come down in our little woods back there. So whenever a tree falls down in a storm or something, Brad will go out and chop it down, and we use it for firewood and mulch and all the things. All right, bed number 1 is complete. All of the peonies are coming up in this bed, so it's doing much better than the other. This is the one where I have a praying mantis egg sacs. So I gotta keep those in there. So it'll just be a little decoration until I think those have hatched, which who knows when that is, I don't. I just learned recently that the dyed mulch can often have other things besides just wood chips in it. So if you can get your mulch from your own yard, even better. But if not, maybe go for the undyed stuff. And all of my peonies are good in here. I have 3 peonies per box. And number 3 is finished. Okay, last one, here we go. I see one. There is a second one surviving in here. Hurrah! Oh, and I do think there is some growth on that last guy over there, so they might all 3 be alive in here. Alright, so this is the lettuce garden, and it is completely covered with weeds. So I'm just gonna come in here and really get all of these out. Chickens are yet again willing to help me out, looking for grubs. Unfortunately, they also eat the worms, so hopefully they just find bad grubs and not worms. Oh, here comes another one. And my weed pile. Wahoo. I'm here with these very sad looking planters. We are going to do 2 different types of strawberries, and I'm going to do some in these pots, and then I'll do some in the field. But I have a summer breeze cherry blossom, and that one has pink flowers, and then this one's a normal strawberry. It's just a hybrid. So anyway, so I'm going to do 2 pinks, 2 whites, and only about half the seeds, and then the rest we'll put in the field. So I got to get these buckets ready. I've got a little bit of potting soil I'm going to mix in, and probably a little bit of compost. These are super tiny. Woo! One. I don't know if you can see that. And you're just supposed to kind of press it in. So there's 4. I'm just gonna barely press them in here. Okay, same thing. These are super tiny. Obviously, they're strawberry seeds. You've seen them. Ooh, mosquito on me. Okay, it's gone. So I'm gonna try for 4 per planter. And I think I got about 7 in here right now. So here's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And just gonna kind of press those in. I don't know where that one went. Oh, there it is. Okay. And I've decided I'm not gonna water these in because my soil is already damp enough. So I don't want to accidentally overdo it. This is just kind of a test right now. I just would like to see how they do being planted out at this time. And then also I'm doing that with a lot of my seeds this year. I'm just kind of testing both the starting them indoor and starting them outdoor. All right, going in. I just got done running, but you might be able to see it's super windy. And I have all of these garlic starts from a friend. So we're just gonna plant them everywhere. We figure not a bad thing to have a ton. All right, so any open spaces, we're gonna fill in with some of these. Just gonna leave enough room for a decent sized bulb and then do these. Last night, Brad pulled out the tarps here and we went ahead and put in this section of the backyard. It's a pretty big area actually, but we wanted to have a space for all of our kind of later crops that take up a lot of room. So that would include pumpkins, corn, butternut squash. I think those are the big ones. So you can see here's my foot. It's a pretty big space. I think we're doing watermelon and cantaloupe out there as well. But the point is, we didn't really make the space for that last year, and we wanted to keep the tunnel for the things like tomato, hot pepper, cucumber, all the things that we typically have in there. The squash just kind of takes up so much room that we didn't want to put that in the tunnel. And obviously, I need to clean up this area here. We are going to section this off with chicken wire and T-posts probably, and then I will put the herb garden there. So that's exciting. All right, trying to beat the blast of the light here. And I'm back over here in the moon garden. You can see the solar lights are already coming on. And I found some bleeding hearts and some lily of the valley that I wanted to put over here. So we're gonna really quickly get those in, and I'll be able to put them, because they are partial shade, kind of more in these areas that I haven't been putting anything in. So it says to dig them 2 to 3 inches in, then water thoroughly. They're the kind of bare roots. Okay. All right, so let's see what these look like. Well, that was interesting. So turns out a lot of people get confused by these bare roots, and I just wanted to double check myself, so I looked it up. Apparently everybody tries to plant these babies upside down. Hopefully I didn't just break that as I took it out. So apparently this is the root, and this is new growth that gets bleached in the bag. So these are supposed to be up and actually standing out of the, or not standing, but coming out of the soil a little bit, which is crazy because This to me looks like a root. So hopefully they're correct because this is weird. Here we go. Okay, so trying again. This time we will try to stick these guys out a little. So just this very top, this right there. I have a whole section over here that needs to be cleaned, and then right here. So that will be tomorrow. Today I gotta go make dinner.